So if you go to Google and search for college makes me, the following appears. College makes me suicidal. College makes me anxious, depressed, feel like a failure. These suggestions are generated based on the most frequently searched terms, and that's scary because college should make you happy. It should be the most exciting time in your life. It shouldn't be making you depressed, anxious, and more importantly, suicidal. But as a dad of 2 young children myself, what about school? Hopefully school makes children feel better. School makes me depressed. School makes me want to cry, anxious, tired. School makes me feel sick. This isn't faked. At the time of me creating this video, if you go to Google and search for those terms, Google will give you those suggested results. Suggested results based on the most frequently searched terms in Google. The school system is broken. There's so much opportunity today, but school is still putting children into boxes, into categories, and only rewarding the children that fit in. Why are children still being taught how to master algebra, but not being taught how to manage their emotions? Why isn't mental health a compulsory subject taught in every single school across the country? Do you know how hard it is for a student to 1, understand how they're feeling, but 2, push through the embarrassment to speak to a teacher about it? If mental health and emotional intelligence was taught in schools and it was openly spoken about, would children be turning to Google for answers? Turning to essentially a robot to tell them how to feel. At school, I learned how to sit still, raise my hand if I had a question, and I was told that if I had good grades, it would lead to a better life. But I wasn't taught how to cope with stress, fatigue, a lack of motivation, depression, and anxiety. So I quickly found out that those good grades that I was striving for to make me more money and to give me a better life were a far cry from reality. Why are schools caring so much about academic results, a grade on a piece of paper, than the well-being of their own students? Recent reports have shown that children as young as 4 are suffering with depression, anxiety, eating disorders, and even panic attacks. Stress-related conditions are more prevalent in schools than ever before, with students being told to succeed and to live a happy life, you have to pass exams. Even if a young student does get the best grades possible, if they do succeed at school, how can they cope with the harsh realities of modern life if school doesn't teach them? Those successful students who pass exams and go to university to learn more are now finding it more stressful than ever before. Universities have a suicide problem. Suicide is the biggest killer of young people in the UK. How about we stop trying to increase the average grade statistics and instead try to reduce the average suicide statistics? School is still built to produce robots. And when a robot breaks, it's never the robot that broke itself. It was the programmer, the production line, or it was someone who used it wrong. That's how school is building our children. It's programming them wrong. It's using them wrong. If your child doesn't fit into the box that school has made for them, they'll be pushed to the back of the production line. They'll be forgotten. School doesn't reward creativity. When I was good at a subject in school, I was reminded of the subjects that I wasn't good in. I was getting A's in PE. I wanted to be a footballer, but school kept reminding me that I was getting F's in religious studies and geography. I was told to stop playing football and focus in on my lower grades. If your child is emotionally intelligent but doesn't excel in academic intelligence, school will class them as a failure. You see, the world is changing, children are changing, but school isn't. Mental health should be taught in school. Children shouldn't have to suffer in silence. And more importantly, you shouldn't have to go to see Jane, the counsellor, in a room that no student dares to go in when you're struggling with how you feel. Children, you shouldn't have to turn to Google because you feel Google will understand and give you answers to how you feel. It's time we openly taught children about the importance of mental health. It's time we taught children that their grades will never define them. It's time we taught children that it's okay not to be okay. If you could relate to this video, I'd love for you to share it. Please tag someone in the comments below. And let's get schools teaching mental health to our children.